Hey guys, this is Alex. Welcome to your, I think it's your 12th, yeah, 12th. Welcome to your 12th Java programming tutorial. What I'm going to be teaching you today is, I'm going to show you a different kind of loop. I showed you the while loop. Now it's time to show you how to use a for loop. And basically what a for loop does is it iterates through a loop a certain amount of times until it reaches generally it's until it reaches a certain number. However, you can throw other events so that you have a number constantly increasing each time. While you think this seems pretty efficient for counting out a number, say either infinitely or like until 10, there is a better way, and that would be through the for loop. So how I'm going to show this to you is I'm going to show you basically side by side how this is working. So first I'm going to go back and I'm going to set num is not equal to 11. So it's basically going to keep going until num equals 11. And whenever we print this out, you see it goes all the way up to 11, starting from 1. So it's going all the way up, and the other way you can do this is, well, actually, for the sake of this, I'm going to say less than, just so that you can see it side by side a little bit better. Oh, sorry, that was greater than. Less than. Okay. Well, num is less than that. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just going to fix this around. I'm going to throw this below it instead. Basically, I just copy and pasted that, so and now whenever I run it, that's only going to print out to 10. So, you see it starting from 0 and it's going all the way to 10. And this seems pretty legitimate. It looks like it's pretty efficient. However, what you can do instead is you can use a for loop. The standard way of doing a for loop is for, then you're going to have your parentheses, and you're pretty much just going to have your brackets. Now, the parameters for a for loop are pretty much as follows. It's going to be, you're going to declare a new variable, or you're going to use a previously defined variable. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to just declare it, because generally whenever you're going through a for loop, that's what you're going to do each time. So we're going to do int x equals 0. What you're doing is you're defining the new variable x and setting it equal to something. That's what the first parameter does. And unlike most parameters where like you use a comma in order to separate different arguments, this one's a little bit different. And I know I didn't really tell you about separating different arguments and whatnot, but I'm going to show that to you now. Or I'm going to at least show you how to do a for loop with it. So I'm going to do a semicolon like you would at the end of a statement, because it's basically executing that statement in there before it moves on. And then you're going to do while x is less than, let's just say 11, because we're going to have it count all the way up to 10. So the first one is a declaration. The second one is basically redefined as a while loop. While this happens, keep going. And then the last thing that you need to put in here is basically you want to count up on your x. So if you do x plus plus, what that's going to do is that's going to count up on it so that x goes up every single time. So now we're going to do system.out.println, and we're just going to print out x. Now I want you to watch this, because it's going to do pretty much exactly the same thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little spacer in here, just a bunch of dashes. And this is basically just to separate it so you see it in the output that it's doing the same thing. So whenever I run this, and I go all the way to the top, you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you see the little dashes. This right here, this barely even 4 lines of code, just did all of this for us. It went through it went through pretty much one statement 10 times. While this right here took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 lines. So you see how that like conserves sort of your coding space. So you could take all of this out right here and see how small that program is. That program is 4 lines of code, yet it's going to do something 10 times for you. Now that's pretty amazing. At least I think so. So that's the basic of it. That's basically all there is for the for loop. Remember that you do your first one is a variable declaration. Your second one is while this occurs, do all this, and then your third one, it just basically increases your initial variable. That's basically all there is to it. You may be asking, like, when would you use a for loop? Well, you would use a for loop if you have like a list of a bunch of names. If you have a list of a bunch of names and you just need to keep going through and you don't exactly know like how many there are, or like you don't know how long it's going to take to get to the end, you basically would use a for loop to keep going through it until it reaches the end. And I'll show you how to do that specifically in your while statement here in a later tutorial. So I know this was a really quick tutorial, but really this was sort of just an expansion on the while loop, and it's basically all there is to it. So I'll see you all in the next tutorial, tutorial 12. Haven't decided what I'm going to do it, but haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, my bad. But I guess I'll wing it. I'll figure out something to do beforehand, that way I don't like try to wing the entire thing for you. So I'll see y'all in the next tutorial. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Have a great day.